Welcome back, everyone. I'm Zell, and yeah, we're at it again with the small knives. Why are we at it again with the small knives? Well, hopefully I'm going to make this a short video and not get too rambly, because I just ended up with a Massdrop Ferrum Forge wee knife. We're going to call it the Massdrop Gent from now on. And wow. I want to talk about it a little bit, and then we'll do some comparing with the other small knives that we talked about just the other day. First off, we got a very sleek design. This is very much your slightly smaller and you could say budget Wisp. They've got somewhat similar blade designs. The Massdrop knife's a little simpler, no extra swedging and no fancy, the Wee's got kind of a fancy grind on it. But very nice, very similar. And I said we weren't going to compare them yet, but hey, I already did. And we have this little skinny pocket clip that I have heard people complaining about. I've heard people complaining about having the drilled out for the left-hand carry. I'm not going to complain about that because you lefties need knives too. And that pocket clip I'm also not going to worry about because this dude weighs like 2.4 ounces. So what good is that pocket clip? Well, I'll show you. We don't have a shirt here, but what we've got is our standard Levi's. One, it works in a pair of Levi's, no problem. It works in just about everything I've stuffed it in, no problem. They have done a really good job designing the clip. And what do you see whenever you see that clip? Say somebody had it in their shirt pocket or the inside pocket of their suit jacket. What do you see? Yeah, it's an ink pen clip. That, my friends, I'm pretty sure was done on purpose. So even though for me, I'm not a big fan of the clip, I absolutely understand why they did this. It may look slightly odd on the knife, but perfect in the pocket. And that's what the pocket clip's all about, right? So, there you go. Some other neat little things. This is the first time I have messed with a wee knife that does not have, I guess, second time I've messed with a wee knife that doesn't have a lock bar insert. Flipped it open, I was like, oh my God, there's going to be problems, because, there's always a problem whenever you get that lock bar insert and it's not there and you're doing titanium to steel, and Hinderer didn't do it. But no problems whatsoever here. This knife is tight. I like it a lot. I like this blade shape. I like the grind, and we'll get, let me grab the calipers and we'll get a behind the edge measurement, because I'm betting it's really thin. Alright, here we go. You guys know I hate this measurement, but it's about as close as we're going to get. So we're less than 20 thousandths is all I'm going to say. It's probably a bit skinnier than that. That measurement's really hard to get. And look at this action first. Remember, guys, this thing, if I remember correctly, was like 80 bucks. And the other thing that's super cool, I measured this blade several times. I got less than 3 inches every freaking time. Now, they put it down right at 3 inches, but if that's what they're doing and I'm measuring less than 3 inches every time, you guys let me know if you have one, what you're getting out of it. But I'm betting that just about all of them are just under 3 inches, and that's a beautiful thing. That's something I'm going to fuss about a lot on some knives here in the very near future. Knives that are listed as 3 inches, and whenever I measure them, they come up at over 3 inches, which means that if you upset that cop in a 3-inch or less blade area, or you're belligerent or whatever, that's just an extra charge, or maybe it's a trip to the jailhouse, depending on where you're at, because that blade was a little over 3 inches. And, in the legal system, it's pretty cut and dried. It's 3 inches or it's 3.01, and 3.01 will get you that ride downtown. 2.99, you're good to go. So that, whenever we're talking about these little blades like that, that's very important to me, and not that it really affects me, but it's really important to me that these manufacturers are doing that. And that is what Massdrop has done here. they have delivered, as far as I can tell, right at 3 inches or under. So it should be a safe blade. It does lock, so that may be an issue for some people, but it should be a safe blade most places with that 3 inch or under deal. Whenever you get one yourself, be sure to measure it yourself with a set of calipers or something. Don't try measuring it with a tape measure. That's just not good enough, because, you know, who knows what that judge is going to get out. But anyhow, let's get it up here on the screen against some of these other knives that we talked about the other day. And that's pretty much all we're going to do, is just run it through. We will start with the Viper Lil and try to get you... In fact, we'll even pick up the mat, because I've been doing some tear down, some what's inside videos, so I had the mat out here. We'll get it out of here so everything looks just a little more tidy there on the carbon fiber. There you go. Our little shorter blade, little heftier knife. But that is one of the cool things about this knife, is it is small. It gets small in the pocket. It's the first knife in a long time in the spine-to-spine measurement that I've measured at just under an inch. Pretty freaking amazing. But there you go. There's your Viper Lil. I really think this makes a better everyday carry style knife. What else? I've got all kinds of knives in my hand here. We'll go through the Best Techs. There is your Best Tech Imp. The Imp is a super cool knife, and it definitely meets all those blade requirements. Problem with it is it's a bit heavier duty knife. It's closer to 3 ounces, and it's got less blade. So, you know, it's super cool, and it's more expensive. Even on the Massdrop deals, it's about $110. So this one from Massdrop usually pops in around $80. So, you know, take that into consideration. Is this a heavier built knife? Possibly a little better built knife? Maybe. But it's also more expensive. And then since we had that one out, let's get the Goblin out. Man, that dude's got a dirty blade. Been using it again. But the Goblin is one of my favorites. But again, it's a little heavier. It's, you know, it's definitely got a blade that will make you legal, but it is a little heavier, and it's not as sleek if you're going to clip it to your pocket, because it's just going to be a bigger, heavier knife. So even though the Goblin's one of my favorites, if you're going for everyday carry, this guy may be a better option for you. Alright, let's get down to the Vapor. Now the Vapor is one of those knives. This is kind of like the Gent on roids. Here you're getting your titanium, your carbon fiber, etc., etc. You're getting all the goods, every bit of the goods that you would get on a full-size knife from WE, and it's in a 2.95-inch blade. So you're still legal any and everywhere. Now, if you're cost conscious, this might be a better knife. However, if you want to go all out, the Vapor is definitely the style leader as far as these new small knives from WE. And, oof, it is a pretty one. And next up, we'll do our Wisp. Now, the Wisp is a 3.2-inch blade, so it is not going to fit in those 3-inch or less places. However, if you don't have that rule hanging over your head, the Wisp is also kind of like the Gent turned up to 11. All of your titanium, carbon fiber, blah, 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 all the good stuff, and all your WE build quality. And guys, it really is, for these small knives, this is absolutely my favorite of all of them that have come out as far as just a secondary carry knife for general use. Now, it still doesn't quite eclipse the cool factor of the Goblin and the Imp, but for general use, this one is absolutely great. However, look at these two blades. These two blades are very similar, and I do believe the Gent is going to cut just as good. It's just as thin behind the edge. However, it is not hollow ground. The Gent is flat ground, and that is a pretty big difference whenever we're talking about small, slicey blades. And there's the Rectifier. This is the one everybody likes, and the Rectifier sure is cool. I sure like it. Not as much as the Wisp, but I do like it. It does have a great little action for such a light little blade. Thinner blade stock, hollow ground. However, this one's going to be $144.80 or 50, and this one, when it's up on Massdrop, is about $80. So there again, you're getting every bit of your $60, $65 whenever you get the rectifier, because you're all titanium hardware again, milled titanium clip, nicer blade grinding and everything, nice stone wash on there, just a beautiful deal, and titanium backspacer, G10 on the front side. You know, you got your bearings in there and your milled clip, so you get your extra $60 worth for sure. But again, if this one's available, it's a very compelling option, and it works really good too. I'm looking forward to taking that one apart and seeing what's inside it. I think Staz has already beat me to it, but we'll get there. Anyhow, guys, I just wanted to kind of get the Gent out and get it, since I have all these small knives here, get it kind of measured up against them all so that you guys could see it. I'm going to run through them one more time just real quickly, and then we'll sign off. I guess we need to leave that one out there, don't we? Put the rectifier up, and we'll kind of go backwards from what we did. There's the Wisp. Remember, the Wisp is a 3.2-inch blade, so a little bit larger. Here's the Vapor. That's the style leader of this group of knives. But, nice one. Do the Lil. The Lil may be close on that style leader thing with the big belly blade and all that good stuff. And, whoa, throwing knives around. There's our Goblin. Still one of my favorites. And, of course, the Imp. And the Imp with that carbon fiber inlay is pretty cool. But guys, the Massdrop Gent, if you are looking for that 3-inch or less blade and you're looking for something very reasonably priced, I would get over to Massdrop and hit that request button, because I'm pretty impressed. You know, we'll do a teardown full review on it whenever I get the opportunity. I'm not going to be a big hurry unless you guys really, really want it, because there are so many reviews out there of this guy already. But I was duly impressed whenever it showed up yesterday. Very, very nice knife. And whenever I figured out that deal about the pocket clip, after saying, well, I wasn't too whoopee about the pocket clip, well, you know, I get it. It makes a lot of sense, and it's actually a pretty cool feature. Anyhow, guys, you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to go check out the apexnews.com, where we put up any news we find, and you can listen to the Slicey Dicey podcast and the Apex News podcast right there on the apexnews.com. And you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check out the Patreon, and I will see you next time.